we also have a right to hire and fire a president.
2027 politics. Who will be the presidential candidate of the opposition? The politics of sentiment and the electoral reform clamored by Nigerians.
Muhammadu Buhari of the All Progressives Congress, having satisfied the requirements of the law and scored the highest number of votes, is hereby declared winner and is returned elected. Thank you.
The 2027 political drama will be more than what happened in 2023. Just as we can see, there have been a lot of call for a political measure. Since the beginning of this year, we have been bringing to you that Peter Obi and Atiku is to merge in order to produce a candidate that will challenge the APC in 2027. But since then till now, even His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi has confirmed to that there are moves to that effect. But unfortunately, he is not ready to agree to any kind of political state capture. That he is only ready to work with those that will bring development and production to Nigeria. Now, the news broke that His Excellency, the former governor of Kaduna State and Minister of FCT, Malam El-Rufai, will now be joining forces with Atiku alongside with Peter Obi to remove the APC from power.
We are in opposition. Our job is to look at even good things that they are doing and say they are not doing it well.
But before I talk further, take a listen to what Olakpasa of APC said in regards to the recent appointment of Danny Bwala by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Well, we are politicians, we are Nigerians, we are citizens, we have rights. Now,
yeah, but the president has a right to appoint whoever he wants to.
Who cares? We also have a right to hire and fire a president.
Well, how would you hire and fire him if you're not working against him?
Well, let that time come.
Now, you can see that there is a lot of confusion and commotion in the camp of APC, just as you can see the crisis rocking PDP as well as Labour Party.
There's to be shouting wike all over the place.
But talking about the politics of sentiments and emotions, it will be better for all of us and Nigerians to understand that politics is not being done with sentiments and emotions. It is something of interest. And before the people's interest, there is always a personal interest. This is something that Nigerians need to understand. In as much as we clamor for the people's oriented or interest, let us not deceive ourselves. Nobody will spend over ₦1 billion to contest for a position just for the interest of the masses alone. It is first of all the interest of the masses, but it is fueled by the personal interest by this particular person. Either they want to gain this power for whatever reasons, or they just want to be of service to the people. So let's have that in mind. So the politics of sentiment and emotions will not strive in 2027. Hence, Nigerians need to understand that comes 2027, you needed everybody that is against this current administration in order to set them out of power. Do not forget the new PDP in 2014. How Sharaki, how Senator what is that guy from Kogi State, SDM, how all of them came together. What happened to Amechi, what happened to Governor of Niger State, Aliu, and many others that came together and sent Jonathan out of power. This was because they were aggrieved with Jonathan's style of leadership or administration or some policy, as well as many Nigerians were not comfortable with the insecurity as of that time. But when you look at it with now, who is even a better president between the Jonathan administration and Buhari and Tinubu combined together? So let's keep emotions aside, let's keep sentiment aside. It is time for core decision to send those who have called themselves leaders but are actually vagabond out of the place of politics. They are political vampires, like I always said, and they are only there to devour that which belongs to everyone in Nigeria. Looking at who becomes your candidate in 2027. 2027. Should Atiku still run as a president in 2027? The answer is no. He will be 81 at that time, and for the fact that the zoning system, which was introduced by PDP in 1999, which has been adopted by all political parties in order for federation, federal unity and all of that, is something that we need to understand and recognize at this point in time, that we don't have South and the North. We have the Southwest, we have the North, and we have the Southeast. Or if we may say it, we have the North, we have the South, and we have the East. So when you look at this carefully, we have produced a president from the Southwest, we have produced a president from the South-South, we have produced a president from the North, and we have produced a president from the Northeast. So therefore, it is now the turn of the people from the eastern part of the country to also produce a president. But however, in as much as it has been zoned from the north to the south, and we have had northern people rule for the last 8 years before now we are having a southerner ruling as a president, it will be worthy of note that both the opposition and the ruling All Progressive Congress needed to feed in a southern ticket and then let them battle for it. Whoever pick it should be the president, of which it will be a president of 4 years. A president of 1 term, not a president of 2 term. And that is the reason why I also advocate and support the motion moved by His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi and also Atiku to have a 1-term presidency of a 6 years or 5 years term, of which when you go there, you do what you needed to do and get out of that office. And also it should be applicable to governors as well. Therefore, we should also introduce a parliamentary system of government, which will now bring us to a full terms of development in Nigeria. But until then, we will still continue to be speaking English and deceiving ourselves as a nation. So in the politics of 2027, should El-Rufai become a VP to Peter Obi, or we should have Peter Obi versus Kwankwaso in 2027? Because having any northern on that ballot is a no-no to all Nigerians. Peter Obi or everybody should just stay in his camp. Let tinubu continue. Or Peter Obi should do it by himself. If he wins, he wins. But one thing that I said earlier on politics of sentiment and emotions is the fact that you needed everybody. We understand the fact that people like El-Rufai have made so many statements in the past which did not sit well with many Nigerians. And we have seen people like Kwankwaso who are like a snake, a green snake in the green grass, and many cannot actually trust them when it comes to this kind of politicking, like what we have seen in 2019 as well as 2023 general election. But then, anybody who is not in support of this current administration is somebody that you should welcome to your camp in order for you to win. Because 2027, you cannot defeat this current administration. Talking about the issues of electoral reform, many Nigerians believe that electoral reform is the only way out of this current political quagmire, and for the fact that the current Nigerian system will not allow an opposition to win election in a free and fair manner. Hence, Nigerians are supposed to boycott the 2027 election. But in my own opinion, if we continue to do that, we are only damaging the system the more, and as well damaging the future of the unborn generation. Now, let's come to think of this. If they are able to say, grab it, snatch it and run with it, what happens to the opposition? Can't you also grab it, snatch it and run with it? You can as well do that. And how can you achieve that? It is by coming together with those who are aggrieved from the current ruling All Progressive Congress, both the evil, the good and the bad and the best. You have to assemble all, and then you filter and go forward to deliver the country from these cankerworms. It is not going to be easy to come out just like that and everything is working 100% like we are seeing in some developed states. It's not going to work like that. And do not forget that there is a power that be, an invisible hand that controls the politics and economy of Nigeria and Africa at large. So with that in mind, you should understand that it is high time that the Africans, or Nigeria to be precise, come out in mass in the next election and vote in Peter Obi, because as it stands, when you have enough people voting, especially when you go to the northern part of the country, because of this hunger, they are ready to send this government away. So having a very good tie with the north and having a very good tie with other part of the country will deliver your candidate, and by so doing you do that. And for the fact that the United States of America as of today will not really care about what goes on in Africa and Nigeria, to be precise, haven't seen that Donald Trump won the election in the last contest, because we saw his character and behavior in the first tenure, except he decided to change in the second term. So if that is to say that having Donald Trump in the US as a president, who will not so much put his eye in Africa and Nigeria, to be precise, then it is good for all African leaders, as is being projected by many analysts, journalists, and people who have done investigation and understand the politics in Africa and Nigeria since the return of democracy in Nigeria, to be precise. So what do you make of all of this? Who should be the ticket bearer of the opposition? And how can we caution or checkmate the politics of sentiment and emotion going forward for the 2027 election, as well as the electoral reform? Must we do the reform to win the APC government? In my opinion, no. Come out en masse, collect your PVC. The time is now to prepare and get this bunch of criminals out of our offices. Thank you for watching.